We're learning shocking new details in the case of disgraced YouTube mom Ruby Franke. Court documents now allege her business partner, Jodi Hildebrandt, used rope to tie up Franke's children before pouring honey or pepper on their open wounds. Jodi Hildebrandt is the founder of a therapy group called Connections. When Ruby Franke stopped updating her YouTube channel 8 Passengers, she started collaborating with Hildebrandt, appearing in videos on the website and social media.
Anytime you think, I want, fill in the blank, I don't care what it is, that is not love. Mm-hmm. Love is a gift that you offer because you have generated it inside yourself. And how do you generate love? Well, the only way to generate love is you use your agency to choose principles of truth.
Hildebrandt and Franke use the platforms to talk about everything from childcare and parenting to mental health and marriage. But concerning tactics used by both women are now starting to come to light.
Online who hate me, who would like to cancel me, who would like to see me either burn in hell, as I have told, or disappear off the face of the earth, and I'm not going anywhere.
On August 30th, Franke's 12-year-old son escaped from Jodi Hildebrandt's home in Ivins, Utah. The boy had obvious wounds and had apparently been tied up with duct tape. He ran to a neighbor for help, asking for food and water and for the neighbor to call police.
We know there's been problems at this neighbor's house. He's emaciated, he's got tape around his legs, he's hungry, and he's thirsty.
First responders found his younger sister inside Hildebrandt's home with similar injuries. In all, 4 Franke children were taken into custody by the Division of Child and Family Services. Nearly 1 month after that news rocked the nation, we now know what multiple search warrants served on that property reveal. According to a warrant signed on August 30th, the victims told police that Jodi Hildebrandt used rope to tie them to the ground, and when they had wounds from that rope, she used cayenne pepper and honey to treat them. Documents also reveal that a 3rd Franke child was inside the home and was reluctant to talk to police. Officers seized several items from the home, like tape, saran wrap, bandages, a brown and white rope, a bowl of red liquid, and 2 handcuffs. Officers also found the cayenne pepper and honey paste. A second search warrant was signed for any and all cell phones, computers, tablets, laptops, and surveillance or other electronics that might have recorded what was going on in the home. A 3rd search warrant reveals that the 10 and 12-year-old children were officially determined to be malnourished by medical professionals at the hospital. This week, though, we also saw another major development in the case as Hildebrandt voluntarily surrendered her professional therapy license. The Utah Division of Professional Licensing says they have been working with Hildebrandt's lawyer, Douglas Terry, to secure the license since Hildebrandt's arrest back on August 31st. According to court documents, Hildebrandt was first licensed as a clinical mental health counselor in Utah in 2005. By 2012, she had started Connections Classroom online, and right now, that website is still live. Hildebrandt, who is a devout Mormon, offered several different programs for individuals and couples. Several former clients and patients of Hildebrandt have now come out against her and her methods. Law&Crime Network spoke with Adam Steed, a Utah man who helped get Hildebrandt's license temporarily suspended in 2012. Steed was recently married with 1 child and another on the way, attending Brigham Young University in Provo, Utah, when his bishop recommended he go to marriage counseling with his wife. He says Hildebrandt discussed personal details about him without his permission with leaders of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Steed spoke with Anjanette Levy for Law&Crime Network's Sidebar podcast.
Jodi Hildebrandt's more sophisticated than a normal person. In a lot of ways, she evolved into what she became. She would put us in a phase 1. There's phase 2 and phase 3 of the particular group she was in at the point. And phase 1, it wasn't very intense. It was lighthearted and fun. And, think of like a PG movie or something, and a lady that's just charismatic and fun and teaching these principles about delusion, denial, and all this kind of stuff. Codependency, using small examples in people's lives where they didn't realize they were in this state and the whole room laughing about it. That was phase 1. And it was, a couples, all happy couples, thinking they were with this incredible lady. When she separated the couples into all women and all men groups, then after she gained everyone's trust, then really bad things began to happen. And what's different in my case is that when I chose to leave this like cult-like group, Jodi tried to punish me, and she worked through BYU Honor Code office and legal measures to try to hurt me. And I have the emails between my ex-wife and her planning out all this stuff, talking about what the real issues in our marriage were, and then them evolving that into something drastically different with allegations that would totally destroy your life. And how that evolution happened from what they originally were like is just astounding. I had to come forward because when I heard that they were doing the same thing to those little kids that they did to me to hide their crimes, it was totally predictable. And I knew my records would just completely show the world the truth of how dangerous this lady really is. And clients that are close to her that are probably not really good people in the first place, but that she enhances their abilities under her guidance to do incredibly criminal things.
Law&Crime Network also sat down with Randy Kester, the attorney for Ruby Franke's estranged husband, Kevin Franke. Kester says that after Ruby Franke initiated a separation between the couple, Kevin Franke received counseling from Hildebrandt.
During the separation, Kevin was attending men's groups that were facilitated by Jodi, and during those groups, he was being downgraded and diminished and told how bad he was and that he needed to repent, and that the best way to repent was to not infect his family with his problems, and so that's why you need to stay away. He wasn't the only one in those men's groups that was undergoing exactly what he was undergoing at her suggestion and recommendation.
Just so I get a better idea of what these men groups are, would that be, what would that entail? They're going to like a group and kind of talking about things? Who are the people who are kind of like laying down the law, so to speak?
Jodi. And they were Zoom meetings. I don't think they ever met together personally, even though maybe a sponsor of someone would meet personally, but sporadically.
The Division of Professional Licensing confirmed Hildebrandt's license was suspended with limitations for 18 months. Eventually, though, it was reinstated. If all that wasn't enough, a third bombshell revelation left audiences shocked when it was revealed a panic room was found inside Hildebrandt's Ivins, Utah home.
Hey, LT, there's a panic room inside the garage. Downstairs, underneath the garage.
Radio recordings from the Santa Clara Ivins Police Department captured the dramatic moments when first responders found it.
He says it's a large room, it's a panic room.
There were even concerns that other children could be inside.
Temple, we've got it, but we can't get into it. My guess is that would be where they're at.
We reached out to the Santa Clara Ivins Police Department for more information about that panic room, but we're told they can't release anything else while the investigation is still open. Both Jodi Hildebrandt and Ruby Franke now face 6 counts of aggravated child abuse. They were set to appear in court this Monday for a bail hearing, but that was postponed because of copious amounts of discovery. Right now, they're both being held without bail at the Washington County Jail in southern Utah. Reporting for Law&Crime Network, I'm Gillespie.